Attention, Madridista fans. Breaking news. 18-year-old wonderkid scores in friendly and impresses ex-Xabi Alonso. And there's more. Real Madrid could delay the signing of a new midfielder, but already has a €90 million target in mind for 2026. Before we continue, don't forget to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and hit the notification bell so you never miss anything about the biggest club in the world. Here, you'll always stay up to date with everything happening at Real Madrid. Let's start with the top story of the day. Real Madrid defeated Leganés 4-1 in a training match held this morning on Pitch 7 at Valdebebas, and the standout performer was a young academy talent. Thiago Pitch, just 18 years old, scored one of the goals and is getting closer and closer to earning a permanent place in the first team. The match served as a warm-up for the official season opener on August 19th against Osasuna at the Santiago Bernabéu. Coach Xabi Alonso fielded a team full of regular starters, including Kylian Mbappé wearing his new number 10 shirt and Álvaro Carreras making his debut after signing post-Club World Cup. The formation used was a traditional 4-3-3, with strong attacking presence. The starting 11 was Courtois in goal, Carvajal, Dean Huijsen, Raúl Asensio, and Álvaro Carreras in defense, Valverde, Ceballos, and Brahim Diaz in midfield, and up front, Mbappé, Vinicius Jr., and Gonzalo Garcia. Dani Carvajal, now recovered from a serious knee injury, returned to the starting lineup and wore the captain's armband. The match began with a scare. Soul, a Leganés youth player, opened the scoring for the visitors. But after that, Real Madrid imposed their technical superiority and calmly turned the game around. The goals weren't officially detailed as the match was behind closed doors, but journalist Javier Rodríguez Pascual confirmed Thiago Pitch found the back of the net and was one of the highlights of the game. Pitch had already been under close watch after being called up to train with the first team during preseason. According to internal sources, he impressed Alonso with his intensity and vision, qualities that the coach is valuing highly in this new era. In a social media post, Pitch wrote, "A dream come true. Thank you to the coach and my teammates for believing in me. This is just the beginning." The midfielder was reportedly congratulated by both Mbappé and Valverde in the dressing room, a clear sign that he's integrating well into the squad. According to ESPN, Alonso is considering keeping him in the group for upcoming official fixtures. In addition, Alonso tested a tactical change. David Alaba was used as a defensive midfielder, a role he might repeat in competitive matches if no new signing arrives in time. And here's where the second big story of the day comes in. Despite the good performance from youngsters like Pitch and the versatility of players like Alaba, Xabi Alonso still insists on the need for a new reinforcement in midfield. Sources close to the club report that the coach considers signing a midfield anchor crucial, someone with a physical presence and tactical awareness to balance the squad. But for now, the board is exercising caution. Club president Florentino Perez is keen to avoid mistakes or rushed signings. The club's top priority is financial stability, especially after recent big investments like the signing of Mbappé. According to Marca, the only exception that could prompt Perez to open the club's wallet would be Rodri Hernandez from Manchester City, a player Alonso knows well and greatly admires. However, the deal is extremely difficult. Rodri is coming off a serious injury, and City are not willing to let him go easily. As it stands, Alonso will likely have to make do with what he has, at least until January. The coaching staff has already begun testing internal solutions, such as Alaba's repositioning and the promotion of young talents like Pitch and Mario Martin, another Castilla gem. Meanwhile, the club's long-term plans are already taking shape. Real Madrid has identified Vitinha, from Paris Saint-Germain, as a strategic target for 2026. The 25-year-old Portuguese midfielder is a key figure in Luis Enrique's squad and was recently nominated for the Ballon d'Or. According to Marca, there is a clause, or an internal agreement, that would allow him to leave PSG for €90 million in the next transfer window after the 2026 World Cup. While Ligue 1 officially prohibits release clauses, Real Madrid believes there is room to negotiate. The club sees Vitinha as a mature, highly technical player capable of orchestrating play from midfield, someone who could be the ideal successor to Modric and Kroos in this next generation. It's worth noting that last season, a move for Vitinha was deemed impossible due to PSG's unwillingness to sell. But now, the situation has changed, and Real Madrid is closely monitoring developments. Looking deeper into the team's performance in the training match, there are several interesting points. Despite limited footage and no fans in attendance, journalists like Rodra, ESPN, and Pascual, AS, reported that the overall team performance was quite positive, especially considering the short training time under Xabi Alonso's leadership. The coach gave clear signs of favoring an offensive-minded base for this new era. The starting trio of Mbappé, Vinicius Jr., and Gonzalo hinted at a fast, creative, and lethal attack. Even in a friendly, fielding a strong lineup shows that Alonso is using every minute to fine-tune the squad ahead of the official debut. Another highlight was the fluid movement of Brahim Diaz and Dani Ceballos. Both had the freedom to roam. Ceballos operated deeper to build up play, while Brahim moved closer to the attack. As always, Fede Valverde played with relentless energy, one of the most consistent players in the preseason. Of course, Alaba's repositioning also deserves attention. The Austrian has played in midfield in the past, and this may be a short-term solution to fill the void of a traditional defensive midfielder, a role currently lacking in the squad. As for Pit Arch, his goal carried huge symbolic weight. An 18-year-old academy graduate scoring in his first appearance with the senior squad touches both the fans and the locker room. It echoes other recent Real Madrid stories, like the rise of Valverde and Vinicius Jr., who also started by shining in friendlies. The coaching staff believes Pit Arch can follow a similar path. He's a modern midfielder, tall, aggressive in defense, capable of short passing, and good at arriving in the box. Tactically, he's versatile, able to play as a central midfielder, a second pivot, or even as an interior in a 4-3-3 setup. Xabi Alonso, a former elite midfielder himself, knows how to spot talent in that position. Internally, he's already given the green light for Pit Arch to remain training with the first team. There's even a possibility that the youngster could be included in the squad for the first official match of the season, depending on his progress in training. Still, despite this internal development, the club's long-term view remains unchanged. Real Madrid needs a world-class midfielder, someone ready to handle the pressure of the Champions League and other key fixtures. That's why Vitinha's name remains firmly on the radar. He's seen as the brain of Luis Enrique's PSG, and his stats are impressive. Over 90% pass accuracy, an average of 3 tackles per game, and over 8 kilometers covered per match. He combines technique, intensity, and tactical intelligence, qualities that appeal to Madrid's technical staff. Florentino Perez's good relationship with PSG could play a key role in future negotiations. Unlike past sagas like Mbappé's, the Vitinha deal is seen as more calm and achievable, especially if the player himself expresses a desire to leave. In fact, Vitinha has recently spoken positively about Real Madrid's style of play and winning mentality. While he hasn't openly stated a desire to move, his words were interpreted as a sign of openness to one day wear the famous white shirt. Until then, Alonso will continue working with what he has. The squad is expected to be lean but versatile, with players like Pit Arch, Nico Paz, Mario Martin, and even young Gonzalo Garcia potentially playing important roles throughout the season. To sum it all up, Real Madrid is moving forward with strong performances, young talents making their mark, and a long-term vision in place. The short-term plan requires patience, but the medium and long-term project is ambitious, and includes key names like Vitinha to lead the post-Cruz and post-Modric era. And you, Madridista? Are you confident in Xabi Alonso's project? Do you believe Pit Arch could be this season's big breakout star? And what about Vitinha? Is he worth the €90 million next summer? Let us know in the comments. Don't forget to like this video, share it with fellow fans, and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss any updates about the greatest club in the world. Thanks for watching, and see you next time with more Real Madrid news. Hala Madrid!